back at this again. Cleared some snow. Which is exactly what you think of when you think of Daytona, right? We're gonna do a little bit more qualifying today. I've done a little bit offline and picked up 6/10 or something like that. And then 146.2. I definitely know where about half a second is. I just haven't been able to put a whole lap together yet, so let's see what I can do before the start of this race. So I think a 145.5 is probably about where I'm at right now. If I can put one complete lap together, we'll see how that goes. And I think I went in too deep. Maybe not. Again, not always 100% sure on these brakes. Like there, now the brakes all of a sudden are working way better than they just were. As you can tell by me stopping way before the corner. Yeah. Let's see if that continues through this whole qualifying session here. This corner has got some really nasty bumps in the middle of it that I have now figured out is why every once in a while I get sideways. So it should have seemed obvious. Apparently it wasn't for me last night, but I do see them now. So you just gotta wait till you're over those. And then here you gotta drive in pretty deep. Maybe I went a little too deep. And then it's flat all the way back out again. Makes the car a lot more stable. So those are the, I'll say, the little nuggets I picked up since doing this last night. I only run a couple laps, but decided to try some different things since what wasn't working last night wasn't going to help me today, so I had to try some other stuff. So, and just make sure I don't hit the wall. That would be bad. Got a little bit, I think, in the grass there, or at least in the marbles. So we'll probably got another 2 attempts. Assuming I don't mess them up too bad. And that is right there is one of the problems, because I would have picked up the throttle earlier, but I can't see the point through the other car. The way that this track is, it kind of blends in together, so it makes it really difficult in some situations to tell where your turning point is. Which I'll also point out is, you know, a lot of people turn off the braking and the zones and all that kind of stuff. The only reason I have them on is just to help with visualization on the track, because let's be honest, this is not the same thing as being there on an actual real track. It is way, I'm going to tell you right now, it is way easier to pick up your points on a track than it is for me to pick them up on a screen. It might be how my eyes work or my brain works or whatever, but it is way easier in the actual real world to pick that up. So that's the reason I leave that. I don't need it on a track, but that's why it's on. It's just for visual cue. So it gives me some help with the relationship of where the corner is or those types of things. So, all right, well, I'm gonna run pretty much the same lap I just did. So at least proves I can run that time. But I should have been faster. So we'll try it once more. Now, if I can get this working a little better, I can definitely tell I can turn it with the throttle. And I will say, I find that easier in a real car too, is driving the car at the throttle. Just so much by feel, and in my racing setup, you just don't have that feel. So it's a lot harder to drive a car with the throttle. And to be honest though, I use a lot less steering wheel, a lot more throttle to turn. Steering wheel kind of gets you started. Throttle is your transition through the rest of the corner. Yeah, not a good lap. But, see if I can pick up any tidbits on. I will say this right here is one of the keys to going fast. Is if you can get this right. This is one of the main keys for going faster. Because, let's be honest, it's a fast straight going into it, fast straight coming out of it, long. You mess that up, you mess up a lot of the lap at Daytona. So of all the points, I'm going to go with this is a critical spot, just because you come in from high speed and it kind of sets you up for the rest of the lap. This isn't critical, but you don't really want to, obviously you don't want to screw up anyone on the track, but this you can recover from. So this corner, this one coming up here, well, it's left-hander, it's just pretty much a flat corner. This one, again, you don't want to screw it up, but you're not gonna pick up a second in this corner. Let's just be honest. This one, though, because it goes on this long straight, this one can really make or break a lap. So, like right there, I slid. That cost me probably at least 4/10, maybe half a second. Just with that slide. But over here, I would venture a guess that this might affect you by over a second. Easy. So you can see how much more I start closing back up again. So that is those are the key spots on the track. So if you're going to focus on anything, that would be what to focus on. Well, this will be interesting. I have not started this close to the front. I think my average starting last night was 11th, 12th. I don't know, somewhere around there. But I had a 146.8. So yeah, I'd have been a ways down there. All right, so hopefully we'll have a clean race. Again, need to pit. I typically do not get tires. You do need a little over a lap of gas. I found that out the first race, and I wasn't the only one that was surprised by that, as I think half the field was caught by that. But hopefully everybody can make it through this first corner, because as I always say, you can lose a race in the first corner, but you're not winning the race in the first corner. This is not Formula One from a while ago, where the first corner, either you pass or you don't, and then the whole rest of the race is just run in order. It's not most racing. So let's see what happens in this first corner. Like I said, I try to give room, try to brake a little early, because just people get offline, people then get upset and start dive bombing and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Didn't want to hit him, I was trying to miss him. He's got a weird braking spot. Which is interesting because he ran a pretty fast lap. Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? Well, that was pretty interesting. I wasn't even at full throttle. Well, no. Oh. Well, that is how you ruin a race. Going straight, get on the gas, spins out. Wow. It happens. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever had that happen in an actual real car, ever. Usually takes a lot to spin them. Again, real cars you drive by feel, and I just don't have feel in this thing. I'm gonna call it feel. Other people drive other ways, but and there is a lot of bumping and hitting up here because now I'm at the back of the field. What are you gonna do? Well, we're gonna see. Wow. How this is just so weird. I'm driving exactly how I just was in qualifying, and the car just doesn't behave well. Interesting. I'd be curious to see in the replay if it did anything else. Wow, it just doesn't want to stop either. Wow, this is frustrating. It just doesn't want to stop. I don't get it. The brakes are back to not working. This is my biggest gripe right now, is the brakes are so inconsistent. I was running qualifying laps, they're working great. I get into an actual race, they're not working again. Okay. I'm to your inside, and you don't give me any room. You think you're just going to dive bomb in there. Well, it's going to get awfully interesting going into turn one here. Well, he thought I was going to try to hit him, which I wasn't, but he had to get around me, but sure, he'll think that's intentional. Again, it's not, but I'm trying to stay to his outside, but it's just darn near impossible. And here it just doesn't want to stop. I don't get that. It's the third time it's done that. And here it doesn't want to stop either. I know. I'm not understanding this. So if someone sees something, I can see it goes well into ABS, but it's not like I'm jamming on the brakes. I slowly roll into them and it just doesn't brake. Same motion I've been using for qualifying. I don't know. I do feel that that's a big problem with this. Thing is, the whole field runs within, what is it, half a second a lap. It's really hard to close up on the field like that. Well, we'll see what happens. I might just have to get a little more aggressive. And just hopefully the tires stick now. And I'm not like all over the place. The problem is he didn't give me any room. You didn't give me any room at all. You pretty much sent me off the track. So I'm not really going to apologize on that one. There was no room. Yep. And that is a classy driver right there. And I'm going to tell you right now, I normally don't pay people back, but that was ridiculous. Did not give me any room, sent me off the track, and then punts me in the worst spot because he knows he can get away with that. Just ridiculous. The only thing is that I will say, I was fast enough to catch him before. I can catch him again. There's still almost 7 laps. That is an unbelievable move. I shouldn't say that it's an unbelievable move. That's pretty much a common move in online racing, let's be honest. That's the biggest problem in here. And there's no penalty to that, which is great. You know, because he was so utterly fast in 12. What am I back? 5.2. Not too bad for getting punted there. I mean, that was about the worst spot I could get punted. But yeah, that was a pretty loser move there. I'm going to call it out. And that was a guy that didn't really give me a lot of room before either. Because he's an outstanding driver. Okay. Not saying I'm real great, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't go around running people into walls on purpose or tire barriers. There's no way you should be an S. We'll go into the rating system. There's no way you should be an S and do that, be able to do that kind of stuff. Just no way. Okay, so what I gotta do here to make this work is I gotta run some really fast times while they're in the pits and then hopefully they do not run good times and I can make up some time. We'll see. Yeah, it happens. Honestly, I've had that happen so many times, it's not even funny. I went from a DR of a high A all the way down to a D because I couldn't keep getting in through races because people kept punting me every race. And I'm the one that keeps taking the hit, and their ratings would not take hits. That is the biggest problem here. And the system can tell what you're doing. It sees all the inputs. It's not oblivious to this. If they can make an AI car that can go around, they can do this. As a programmer, yeah, you can program that. They need Sony, if you need help with that and what the algorithm might be, I can help with that. Because it is significantly broken and it is not seeing the complexity in it, to be honest. So, I will say, anybody watching, watch out for who just punted me there. Because if he did that to me, he's going to do it to anybody else. So. I'm in a good groove here. I'm really thinking I'm just going to run this thing out and then dive into the pits at the end. See how that works. Because we got a good groove going. I only need gas, so the only thing I'm stopping for is gas. That was way back anyways, so we'll try something. Just run laps by yourself. But I guess I would call that move immature. The problem I have with it is, the part of it too is, you're in 12th. 12th? Really? You're going to punt somebody at 12th? I get if it's the last lap going for the win, but it's 12th. Like, it's like amateur hour. All right. So we're gonna go get up a little bit of 2 laps and then get out of here. Just make sure I got enough fuel. I really don't want to go out, but yeah, that might have been close. Let's see if I got enough fuel. Wow, it just doesn't want to stop. And see, I had another person there that didn't want to stop either. I don't get it. Like, it's like their oil on the track or something. Like, everybody had problems stopping there. That was just weird. Like, 2 of the 4 cars just blew through. Okay. So we got this lap, finish up this lap, and then 1 more circuit around here. See what we can do. If I was more comfortable with the car, I would have driven that through harder. Because that slide is exactly how you can get through there fast, but these cars online are just not consistent. Yeah. 1.2 laps, I'm gonna risk it. 1.1 laps. So I'm gonna run out right here. So I got aggressive with the fuel. Which is fine. We'll see how that works. Alright, I just gotta watch this corner because yeah, obviously that guy didn't trust that corner. He's closing in, but I should still be okay getting into this corner here. I'll give him the outside just because I don't want to be punted. There we go. Final corners. Well, I'm going to call it a pretty darn good recovery there. I got punted. Pretty much was dead last. Just about dead last. And ran out of fuel right there. And somehow got myself back to 9th. The worst part is it's going to be a huge hit on my... DR. It's just, I don't know, just frustrating. The funny thing is, sometimes high CDR races are actually better, S being all consistent, than low B races. That's the worst part. All that extra work, and I get a loss out of it. So, it is what it is. I don't know what the deal was, but I don't know why the guy is so upset. But, and he already left. Yep. Well, take a break. Get after it again in a little while.